Hey guys, how's it going? I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi because I'm connected to the good one and right next to the router. Not how I wanted to come back from an international break, not when I wanted to talk about it, 8:30, and I'm super sad. This is Chelsea nil, Aston Villa 2 match review. I think most people are feeling really upset about this match, and so I don't want to sugarcoat it. I'm really sad about it. Um, and it's really hard to be able to talk about the match analytically and rationally because I'm just upset. Like, I'm just sad about the performance, and I'm sad that we conceded and that, you know, we just didn't come back from it. And I try so hard to be positive all the time, even when things aren't going well, but I just I'm finding it a bit hard to draw some positives from that match, to be completely honest with you guys. Um, so yeah, that's basically where we stand. And as always, I'm just gonna give you my honest thoughts because that's all that I can do is just give my honest thoughts. So let me share my screen and let me know in the comments how you guys are thinking, how what you're feeling as well. Um, because it's super disappointing, and I expect more. And like, now we've dropped into the bottom half of the table. Like, this is bad. This is getting to like 15, 16 level. Like, we finished 10th that year. So first, let's take a look at the starting 11. Kappa in goal, to be expected. Koulibaly, Reece James, Kukurea. I was surprised about this backline. That's my first thing. Why do we keep changing this back line? So we have Ruben playing as a wing back, fine. He's played in that position like when Reece James has not been fit. And then you have Ben Chilwell wing back. That's the first thing. Like, I don't know if it was tactical by Graham Potter, to try to keep Reece James fitness because he's been getting injured so much. So maybe like playing in the wingback position puts a lot of strain on his body, and so it's better to have Reece James on the pitch in some capacity. But still, I just feel like wingback is his best position, and he's like so strong going forward, that I feel like, I don't know, I would have played him at wingback. Then the other thing was why Kukurea started ahead of Badiashile. I honestly felt that Badiashile has like not put a foot wrong. And so I don't understand why he's all of a sudden been dropped from the team. And I know Kukurea had like one good game and man of the match performance and amazing, but I just felt that that was like a bit random. And I think especially for your defense, like, that's the part of the team that I would want to keep the same, because it's so hard to develop an understanding with one another and to kind of like communicate and know where the other one is on the pitch, like as it is. And so like your defense needs to be solid, and so I really feel like you do have to have the same players playing in the defense week in, week out. And we saw that with the first goal, that there was just a complete miscommunication about who was going to deal with the ball between Koulibaly and Kukurea. Kukurea, I don't know what he did with the header, but heads it, puts it right into Ollie Watkins' path. And of course, Ollie Watkins scores. And so it's like super frustrating because I don't know, maybe if you have players that are used to playing together, like in, the same position week in, week out, that miscommunication doesn't happen and that goal doesn't get conceded. And I know it's like hard because we don't have Thiago Silva fit and he's out injured, but he's 38. So like we need to start building for the future. Like, we're not going to be able to rely on Thiago Silva week in, week out. Honestly, as long as he's fit, like, I would love to do it because he's like one of my favorite players and he's amazing and he shows no signs of slowing down. But I don't know. That was very frustrating for me. I completely expected this midfield pairing of Kovacic and Enzo Fernandez, and then a front three of Kai Havertz, Joao Felix, and Mudryk. So Havertz and Joao Felix were always nailed on for me. Mudryk was the surprise, and honestly, like, I wasn't upset to see him because I feel that he has so much to offer, especially on the counterattack. But the problem with this is that the team like doesn't isn't playing to his strengths. There was an opportunity in the first half where we could have released the ball so much earlier than we did. Oops. And then like he made a run and he's speeding past, like he's so fast, like you can just play the ball early because you know that the opposite team just like is not physically going to be able to catch up with him. And we did it, and then I saw that he was like trying to hold his line and keep himself on side because he's so fast, and then the ball just never came to him, and it was a bit of a wasted opportunity. So it's like finding ways to get him into the game and like play the ball to him, because he does really well with the ball at his feet and he's super fast, so he's going to be able to get to the ball quicker, like 9.9 times out of 10. So those were basically my thoughts on the starting 11. And then honestly, just let's take a look at some stats here. So Chelsea, like, we had expected goals. Like, how is this possible? Like, you would think that this is reverse. We have expected goals of 2.09 compared to Villa's 0.81, and we lost by 2-0. Like, how is that possible? Almost 70% possession, 27 shots. Like, that seems like a high for the season, honestly. 8 shots on target, so what's that, like 1 in 3 every 4 shots on target, 15 shots off target. Then this is like the killer: 3 big chances missed, hit the woodwork once as well. And every game we have like we're creating big chances, and we have like 1, 2, 3 big chances, but we're like consistently missing our big chances, which is really frustrating. And now we drop to 11th in the table. Aston Villa leapfrog us. We're in the bottom half of the table, and this form is honestly like a bit worrying, because like the next team, Crystal Palace, in 12th, in 30th, sorry, with 30 points, and then you have Leicester with 25. So we're like 13 points above relegation. I don't think we're get relegated, but I'm just so sad, like looking at the chances that we created and just still like not able to put the ball in the back of the net. And then the substitutions, of course, it was amazing to see N'Golo Kante back on the pitch. That was one of the positives of this match. Another positive, I think, was Ben Chilwell. I thought that he was brilliant. I thought that he was one of the only players that really looks like scoring in this game. What did you guys think about his disallowed goal? Because like I definitely am a bit biased in this, and I'm like, oh, it definitely shouldn't have been disallowed because it was just a slight touch. And I don't know, maybe it's one of those things that is more like 50-50. But do we have any like neutral fans in here that like that have a perspective on that? Because yeah, I think that the goal should have stood, but I'm looking at it with my Chelsea goggles on. So we're top of the table, but on page 2. Oh my god, that's 11. Hippo says it's not a fail. Well, like this is the thing, like you don't know that you lose 2-1, because if the game goes 1-1 instead of 2-0, like that's a completely different story. So you don't necessarily know that that's going to happen, right? And it's not a foul. The other thing is that like we conceded like another individual mistake, and then we conceded again from a corner, and I don't know how many goals we've conceded from corners, but I think we're like one of the teams in the league that concedes goals from corners the most. Like for some reason we're just not defending them properly. I don't know what we're doing, why we constantly are conceding goals from corners. I don't know if it's like the way that we're set up, if we're just not going for like the first balls, if we're not winning the first balls, if we're not winning the second balls, if we're not like attacking the area enough. Like, I don't understand what's happening there, but we always are conceding from corners, which is so frustrating. And do you have any logic thoughts? No, I don't, because I'm just sad. so so yeah, that's where I stand. Let's take a look. I hope that you guys can like see my screen okay. Like, can you see it when I share it? Because it looked weird when I was doing it. So I don't know. Let's look at like attacking. So like Kai Havertz had 3 shots on target, 1 shot off target. 4 dribble attempts, only succeeded 1, and he missed 1 big chance. Mikhailo Mudryk missed 2 big chances. There was one in concrete that I remember that he like just seemed to have the ball under his feet, and didn't get his shot off well. Joao Felix had 2 shots on target, 3 shots blocked. So I don't know. This is like we do create. We just we just don't put the ball in the back of the net, and this is match like basically all of Aston Villa's team, and then you have Koulibaly with 1 clearance. Maybe that's good that we're not having to clear the ball, but honestly, I'm just like, let's see, accurate passes, like Chelsea dominating accurate passes, and that's the thing, like we dominate the possession, we dominate passing as well, but we're not doing anything with it. Like, we're not using it well, and we're kind of just like going from one side to the other, like passing the ball, and we're very slow in how we're moving, and so we're very predictable as well, and so we're not creating anything that's like unexpected for the opponent. I think like that's something that I've been saying for a while that I think needs to change. Yeah, I love having Conte back. That's, like I said, that's like one positive at least, and he's looking good. Hopefully, he's going to sign a new contract as well. And that would be a real boost for us. It's just been like so hard not having him in the team. Um, uh, where do we go from here? We move from 10 to 11. I know. Um, I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know, because I don't I don't know why we're conceding so much from corners. I don't know why we're like creating a lot but just like not getting the ball into the back of the net, and you would hope that eventually that starts changing if you're creating. But it's just been happening so much that we've been creating so many opportunities and then like still unable to get the ball in the back of the net, and we have like a lot of big chances. So I don't know if the team like wants the goal so much that they're just like constantly overthinking it. I don't think, well, the subs, like, to be honest, like, I'm not a football manager. I don't know what subs I would have made, but I did think that it was questionable, like not bringing on Mason Mount. I love Mason Mount, so I know that he hasn't been in his best form, but he's somebody that knows what it means to play for Chelsea, and he's always going to give his all when he's on the pitch. And he was Chelsea's top goal scorer and assister last season, so that he has it in him as well. So I personally would have brought Mason on. Like, that's the one thing. A lot of people are just like saying Potter out, fire Potter. I honestly don't know if that's going to happen, and I think I saw on Twitter somewhere that we gave him like a massive contract, and he has like I don't know, like a 55 million payout or something like that. So it would be like massive if we did fire him. I don't know if that's the way that it's going to go, but it's probably something. At least if I was the owner of Chelsea, it's something to consider that it's a massive layout for somebody that you've literally just hired to be like your guy of the project. Um, I do think like Karthik's why do we sub on Gallagher every game? It's like Barkley for Kova sub. Oh yeah, I remember that one. I do think that like at least Conor Gallagher as well is like one of those players that like know what it means to play for Chelsea, and he's like a little energizer buddy. Like he's just like going all over the place, and I really do like his attitude. But Mace does that as well. And it just like broke my heart that Mason didn't even feature, and then he went around and clapped around all Stamford Bridge apparently, for what I was seeing on Twitter, um, and he didn't even play. Like he's just honestly like he loves Chelsea and he knows what it means to play for Chelsea and he cares about it so much. So it's just like so sad to me that he's not even featuring in a game. Like that's so odd. Um, I'm a big Mason Mount fan here, honestly. And I met him and he was literally like the nicest person ever. So it just really breaks my heart. Um, yeah. Hippo says Mace has the ability, we just need to get out of him again. Totally agree. Like, and we've seen this with Marcus Rashford. Like last season, he did not have a good season, but we knew that like Marcus Rashford was an incredible player, and it just took like him having a new season under his belt. Obviously there's a new manager there. I'm not saying that, I'm not making comparisons with the manager, but he had a bad season. Now he's having a fantastic one. And Mason has been our player of the season for 2 years in a row. So, like, I'm not going to give up on Mason Mount just because of a bad run of form when the entire team is playing poorly as well. It's not just Mason. And he is probably one of the players among Europe's top 5 leagues that have played the most minutes between his national team and in Chelsea. So he's probably really burnt out, and I don't blame him. Like there's been a ton. I said at the beginning of the season, like because of having like all of the games from COVID postponed, and then you have the Euros, and then you have like all the internationals, and then you have all of these games like truncated together because of the World Cup. Like it's just an insane amount of games, and I thought that we were going to see like a lot of player burnout and injuries, and I called that at the beginning of the season. You rate Mount just a little bit, like just a little bit, guys. Not so much, just like that. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. um, yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know what to do. Like, and the thing is, like, wouldn't it just be like the most Chelsea thing ever to like play really well in the Champions League versus Real Madrid, even though we're playing poorly in the league? Like, I honestly wouldn't be surprised. Um, no, Karthik, no. I'm sorry. Well, whatever Mace thinks is best for him, of course. But I would be so sad if he left. I would be so, so sad. Like, probably as sad or maybe more sad than I was when Hazard left. Because at least with Hazard, like, we kind of knew that it was coming. but this would just like honestly like break my heart. Because also Mason is so young and Hazard was already kind of like, okay, I want one more big move, but Mason has so many years left. So that would literally destroy me. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Like let's take a look at our fixtures. Um, we played Liverpool on Tuesday. That's a really quick turnaround. My God. So like 2 days and then we play them. And then Wolves on Saturday, then Real Madrid in Madrid on Wednesday, the 12th, then Chelsea Brighton, and then Real Madrid at Stamford Bridge on the 18th. And then the Man United game has been postponed. Like that's a really, really difficult run of form, um, run of games. Like Chelsea, Liverpool just lost 4-1 today. So that's going to be really interesting to kind of see like two teams that aren't doing well and aren't in their best form face off against each other, because it could go either way. Then Wolves, like you would think that we should be winning at Wolves, but I don't know. Then Real Madrid, Brighton are in incredible form. Then Real Madrid again. Um, so yeah, I meant to buy a ticket for. Well, I'm going to see the ticket prices because I think that they're going to be exorbitant, and maybe I just don't pay. Last season I paid way too much money to go to the game, so this season I'm like, maybe maybe I just go to the pre-match and that's it. Um, yeah, like this is such a good point. Feeling bad for Badiashile. He's been our best signing alongside Enzo and Felix. Yeah, like I don't understand why he hasn't been playing because I felt that he was so assured and so strong and like I felt like the key when we were keeping clean sheets, you kind of saw like Badiashile came in. Of course, it was like a midfield or a defense pairing of Thiago Silva and Badiashile. So maybe alongside Koulibaly, he hasn't felt as assured. I don't know. Like I've always thought that he felt like that he looked good. But maybe um Potter is going for like more seniority or something. I'm not sure. But I thought that he's been really, really great. Liverpool will destroy Chelsea, take their anger out at you. Yeah, that's the thing. Like they're gonna want to respond. So not probably not a great time to be facing them. Man City coming soon. Um yeah. Uh no, I don't think he's injured. I think he just like didn't play. Um will you consider doing a fan call-in show? Yeah, I used to do them actually. I quite liking having the call-in show, but I just don't want to have one right now because of how Chelsea are going. Like I'd like for things to be more positive because I don't want it to just be like a rant sesh. So hopefully you understand. And like when things are going a little bit better, then I'll definitely have a call in show. Um, Yeah, that was my point as well. Like there's no need to chop and change the defense and like I don't know. I feel like it must be because Reese is coming back from injury and he's like been playing a couple of games and then we get and then getting injured and then play a couple and then getting injured. And so he hasn't been able to stay consistently fit. So I think like maybe that position is just like wear and tear on his body and that's why and it's better to have Reece James on the pitch in some capacity than not at all. But that's my inkling, but of course I can't know, but it's true like we look like a different side when he's able to play like right wing back. Um Hey Stephen, love your optimism. You're feeling much more optimistic than I don't know, like we have to play Real Madrid and then the winner of Bayern versus Man City. Which just feels like a lot. So imagine we beat Real Madrid, who are like the kings of the Champions League. That will either be like Man City, who we've already faced in every single competition. Like there's a storyline either way. Like it's either Man City, who you face in every competition so far this season, and then you face them in literally every single competition, or you face Thomas Tuchel and Bayern Munich. So maybe we're just meant to get to the semis in order to have this like really crazy storyline either way. Um, no, you guys know me, like, I really try not to rant, and it's hard because, like, I'm a fan and everything, but I really just want to try to be, like, a positive person on here and, like, a positive vibe that you guys can go to, that I'm not just going to be, like, adding to the negative energy because there's enough negative energy surrounding the club at the moment. Um but yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I know. I'm feeling really sad too, Vishal. I'm feeling really sad too. Um, I'm definitely like going to stay off of Twitter and social media because that just makes it worse, in my opinion. And it just like feeds my bad mood. I made these banana muffins, so they were really good. So that's a happy positive as well. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it's fine to be frustrated and it's normal to be frustrated, and we're fans, and that's just like, you know, like I don't like that it affects my mood so much, and so I try to make like an active effort into it not affecting my mood, because I don't want to be in a bad mood for the rest of the evening. I want to enjoy my weekend. But yeah, that's basically sums up my thoughts. Like, I had questions about like the tinkering of the defense, question about the defending of set pieces, about like going down and not being able to get back into the game, and missing so many chances. And it's frustrating. It's for sure frustrating. And what can we do but kind of wait to see how things play out and see if the team can turn things around. But I just, I'll always be, I'll always give you guys my honest opinion about how I see things going, but I always as well want to be as positive as I can, because at the end of the day, like, I love this club a stupid amount. And I don't want to be a negative, toxic person in the Chelsea fan base either. So Brian says there's being positive and being realistic. Our erratic performances are a reflection of Potter's constant tinkering. Yeah, I can't like you know, like we have been changing the formation so much, and I know that there's a lot of games in short succession. But like I said, like I don't I don't feel that there's a reason to change the defense so much. I feel like with the defense, it's normal, at least in like all of the football games that I've watched over the past 10 plus years or so, that it's normal to have the same defense week in, week out. And of course, it's like hard to have the exact same team. And I think that's what Pep does so well, is that he knows how to change his team, but still get a really strong performance out of them. But it takes time to kind of build that. But at least with the defense, like I do think that it should be pretty consistent, and we were having success with a set defense. Of course, like Thiago Silva, like I said, not in the side, not able to be in the side, but you should be able to kind of like build off of that. And with the attack, like you kind of have two set, and then we keep changing like that third one. So yeah, I don't know. Like I don't think that the tinkering helps, because I feel like the team does need to be able to build chemistry with one another, and that's really hard when you constantly have to play with people that you're not used to playing in, and then you like change who it is, and you can see like even in the attack sometimes that like somebody will try something and like the connection just isn't there because they're just like not having a chance to build it. So yeah, I mean, obviously the result is on Potter, the result is on the team. It's super frustrating. I honestly did think that we would at least get a draw. So I'm surprised about how it went down. But yeah, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I know that nobody enjoyed this video, but if you like me or my channel, drop it a follow, sub to the channel. I have like a lot of YouTube shorts coming out. So let me know how you like those. I put like a shit ton of effort into them. And then yeah, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, the works. I'll be super active for the Champions League, guys, because I live in Madrid, so that's gonna be cool. And let's see how we play there. Like we'll probably have a masterclass in Madrid, because that's just how we are. Alrighty, guys. Hope that you guys have a great rest of your evening. And I'll catch you on Tuesday for a review of the Liverpool game. All right, bye.